It is hard to accept that more people could die from the COVID-19 virus over the next month than have died during the entire pandemic so far. But the state's pandemic expert confirmed that earlier today during the governor's news conference in Denver. That briefing covering a wide range of COVID-related topics. KRDO News Channel 13 Scott Harrison is live in Colorado Springs tonight to break it all down for us. Scott?
Well, Lauren and Heather, we learned from today's briefing that only widespread compliance of wearing masks, social distancing, avoiding travel, and having smaller Thanksgiving celebrations will save lives. And officials say the more that people ignore those recommendations, the higher the death toll will be. The numbers we saw Tuesday are stunning. 2,800 COVID deaths in Colorado so far, on pace for 6,600 by the end of the year, with a worst-case scenario of 7,400. That, unfortunately, is where we are in this pandemic, and how bad it ends up will be determined largely by us and what we do or don't do this holiday weekend.
So it will be, weeks until we see those deaths unfortunately accumulate in the state. But again, I think it reinforces our message that we have right now.
Faced with such a situation, few places seem safe right now. But the governor says evidence shows that schools are safe. And a newly formed task force meets Wednesday to consider how to phase out remote learning.
But we are going to be more hands-on in working with teachers and school districts and schools and families to get kids back to in-person learning in January for next semester to have a minimum number of interruptions.
Polis also talked about the state's struggling restaurant industry and how some owners have closed rather than endure 10% capacity limits. The governor has sympathy for them, but not for those who threaten to ignore health orders.
Restaurants can temporarily lose their license because it's really important that we keep consumer confidence in places being safe. And we don't want a few bad actors undermining that.
But Polis also reminded us hope is on the horizon, with Colorado participating in a test to deliver a COVID vaccine just a few weeks before actual delivery begins. And we have added a link to the governor's entire briefing today. That's on our web story right now. You'll find it at krdo.com. Let's hope those predictions don't come true. We are live in Colorado Springs. Scott Harrison, KRDO News Channel 13.